All right. Happy Friday to everybody. S&P, real quick update. I want to look at a month chart. We have we have filled the gap. We filled this gap from the gap up that we had, and now our straight up. A couple things I noticed about this chart. We're coming right back into the month point of control, which is now 23.85. We're trading 84 right now, pretty much there. So for all intent and purpose, we are there. We filled this gap that needed to be filled on Trump Comey, and since then, really, there was no follow through. There was no test the next day. And we said, watch out what happens in Europe, and then after that, if we don't test, we could go back to this line. I still think we got to test this area. Is it tomorrow, next week? Who knows? But this kind of changes if by next week, and with Trump on his way right now to the Middle East and European vacation, meeting with Saudis tomorrow and Sunday. I think the markets have responded in that there's really nothing in these new reports so far that has been proven or disproven, just a bunch of claims. So the market is speaking, and you have to respect that. And again, a couple things that I will note though. Volume was huge on Wednesday, less yesterday on the rally, and even less today and Friday. It is a month expiration today, so May options are expiring. So this is definitely a factor now that anybody who was buying puts or calls has to readjust as this market has truly come back to where it broke down. And again, we're coming back really to where we opened. And we opened on this day right around this area. We opened right here. So we touched where we opened on Wednesday. So we've come back to the scene of the crime where we broke down on Wednesday. All right, which again, is pretty normal for a market to test an area where it broke down. So here we are, back to the point of control. All these things are lining up. Just something to point out that you want to be aware of where we are, and that's really all you can do. I think you've got to be a seller today. Starting, I started at 82, we're at 84 and a half, really all the way up to 90 today, and then wait for Monday, see if they can gap them up again. If they do, and we're off to the races, then you're wrong, and this thing's going to go higher again, and that was just the gap fill that needed to happen. But this market still looks heavy to me. You've got, really the last 3 weeks that we spent waiting up in here to break out, and we tried a bunch of times and couldn't do it, tested. So again, tests happen here. Now we need to figure out, are we breaking below 24.40, going down to 30, and below that things get really hairy on the bigger chart. So a bigger chart still look heavy to me. But we're still in this zone. Nothing has changed. I mean, when you really look at it, we've been in this 2400 down to 2320 now, this 80-point range for the good part of 2017. We entered here in February, and here we still sit up on this top. The point of control still is 21.59 when you go back to last August. So not quite a year look, but close to a year. This is about 9 months. So again, markets to me are heavy, but still favoring the long side, as is seen again by today. But we're coming back to these big points of control that are all confluencing here, and I would bet that options expiration, Trump traveling, the reaction to the Trump news has been pretty positive. And you can't deny what the market is telling us is that, hey, get the tax plan done and this thing goes higher and higher. So who knows? Maybe he's going to announce it this weekend. Maybe somebody knows this. Who knows? But again, your risk is really new highs, and we're not far from them. Again, we're only 20 points from the new highs as we sit. So 1% from the new highs. Much ado about nothing again this week. As the S&P has, again, battled back strong and quickly on lesser volume the last 2 days, but nonetheless has come back to the point of control.